also of the Bedouin tribes either embraced Islam or allied themselves with the Muslims. During the peace, the Prophet sent letters to various neighboring Arab and non-Arab rulers, including Khosrows of Iran and Heraclius of Byzantium, inviting them to Islam. The Prophet marched on Makkah because the Quraysh repeatedly violated the terms of the Hudaybiyah Treaty. So he finally resolved to deal with their continuing hostility. He captured the town without a single drop of blood being shed. He forgave all those who had been the bitterest enemies of Islam from the very beginning. But all their idols were destroyed, and the Kaaba became the focus of the Hajj, as it is today. Now forces of the neighboring Byzantine Empire were being mustered in preparation for an attack on Medina. With great resolution, the Prophet marched to Tabuk on the northern border. His timely and courageous response made the enemy lose heart and withdraw. Throughout these many years of conflict and ultimate victory, the Prophet never ceased to instruct and purify the souls of the Muslims and to develop their moral character. Every human act must be an act of surrender to God. This gave birth to a compassionate and just family life, and in turn to a compassionate and just community and state. His mission was now complete. He had established the lineaments of a new man and of a new civilization, personal and social and devotional life intimately linked in comprehensive and harmonious dedication to the service of the Creator. The direction of the Prophet's teaching and of his every action was one: to serve God. And yet this man is maligned as violent by those who have exterminated and humiliated whole races of men in the pursuit of their so-called civilization. In the 10th year after the Hijrah, the Prophet performed his last and only Hajj. In the plain of Arafat, he gave a sermon of unsurpassed beauty and imperishable value. No man, he said, has any right to lord it over other men. All men are equal, whatever their origin, color, or nationality. A few months later, in the following year, the Prophet Muhammad died. He was buried in the same house in which he had lived in Medina. He possessed a character of great beauty with perfectly tempered strength and compassion. He was merciful and kind. He loved little children and taught kindness to animals. He spoke softly, never abused anyone, and forgave even his worst enemies. He lived a humble and simple life. He mended his shoes and clothes himself. He ate most frugally. Sometimes for days on end, no fire burnt in his quarters. In the Quran and in the example of the Prophet's life, mankind was given a clear light and shown the straight path to the godly life. It is remarkable that this revolution in ideals and morals which transformed mankind for all time to come, which gave rise to the world's most brilliant civilization, cost no more than 750 lives from among its enemies. Such, then, is Muhammad, the man and the prophet who exemplified divine guidance. He more than matched every standard by which human greatness can be judged. What man was ever greater?
Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallu
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد.